All right, we're back. Week 6.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna make this a little quicker. We're gonna be a little more brief with the games, and we're gonna try to get this maybe like the 15-20 minute range. I think.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we were thinking.
Yeah.
So we got to start this off real quick. Okay, Drew, you want to talk about the first two?
Yeah, so Broncos at Chiefs. I think it was like the second game in NFL history where the final score was 19-8.
Really?
Yeah, because that's a pretty uncommon score.
I guess, yeah.
Not sure if that's right, but I think I heard that. I mean, Kansas City keeps winning. They're a strong team. They've got their second championship. They need 3 to officially become a dynasty, so they're fighting for that. They have Mahomes, they got Andy Reid, they got Travis Kelce and everything. We know the drill with them. The bigger story is the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton now taking over that after his criticism of Nathaniel Hackett, and really this points to the question, is Russell Wilson going to stay there? Because they have to pay him next year. And with how they're playing, they'd probably look at, drafting a quarterback.
I mean, yeah. But to be fair, Russ isn't playing bad.
No, but...
I mean, okay, so I think, wait, this game, never mind. Last week was atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
And, besides that, it hasn't been, terrible play, but it's not worth the money.
Yeah, no way. He's just been poor to okay.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but poor to okay, and
Okay.
that's not good enough. Ravens, Titans, I mean, Baltimore found a way to win. Lamar is an incredible player, and they figured it out. He hasn't been getting a lot of production out of everybody. There's been some issues, and I think that's part of it. Like, Odell's a veteran, but he's older, and he's new to the team. You got Mark Andrews has been good, but not quite himself the way he had been in previous seasons, and also, Zay Flowers, the young wideout that they're developing.
He's good.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to say, the Titans aren't using Derrick Henry that much this year. He's not getting a lot of volume. I think maybe it's just because he's old and they don't want to destroy him, but still, he's not being as much of the beast as we've seen.
That's true, but he had no production in the first half, and he had a lot more in the second half.
That's true. Okay, so Dolphins Panthers. No one's surprised by this. The Dolphins are they're just so fast. That's just the way to put it. Honestly, I think that Tua would be a good quarterback without the receivers, but I think this is what elevates him to be as a
Oh,
leader
for
as he is.
sure.
He's definitely not like this without anyone without
Mm-hmm.
receivers like he has. But I don't know. This was it's not gonna say it's boring because Dolphins did put down 40, but I don't know. Akane's out. Mostert.
Yep.
He's carrying. I wonder if Akane's going to be back to being RB1 when he comes out of IR. I think so,
Mm-hmm.
but who knows? Because Mostert has proven that he can still be really solid without Akane. And Bryce Young, he's improving, but he's still a rookie on a team with not much talent. And they're just not going to keep up. I think.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, they're definitely going to give at least a top 3 pick to the Bears next year, which is honestly going to be really good for the Bears. Because the Bears could select Caleb Williams or Shedeur Sanders or another one,
Mm-hmm.
and then also Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
And then Texans Saints. It was an interesting game. I mean, Texans, CJ Stroud, he didn't have as dominant of a game as he's had before, but it was still a great game. Can't complain. He's been playing very solidly on a team that we didn't expect to be very good. Nico Collins had a pretty solid game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, did he?
Yeah, I thought he had an alright game. I don't know. We'd have to check the stats.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
CJ.
That's what I thought so. But Tank Dell's out, so when he comes back, it's going to be a little better. Dameon Pierce hasn't been very good this year.
Nope.
I think he was definitely a one and done.
I called it in fantasy.
He did?
Mm-hmm. I had in my notes to stay away from him.
I didn't want to draft him anyway, but I don't know.
I think he was way overdrafted.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's just not putting up anywhere close to the numbers he did last year. And then the Saints, I don't know. Derek Carr's just not. He's not him. And Olave honestly is getting a lot of targets, but he's not doing too great either. I mean, this week he was. I looked at the stat line: 15 targets, 8 receptions. I get that those targets aren't all great, but still, that's not a good line to have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. With the Commanders, impressive road victory in ATL this week over the Falcons. Atlanta is a team who I had a lot of high hope for. I'm surprised with, Jonnu Smith being used so much over Kyle Pitts this year. But with the talent they have there, I thought the team would be good, and I was a little surprised to see the Commanders come away with a victory on the road. I'd say, was a big victory for Sam Howell.
That's true, but Kyle did have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
He had, I know in fantasy, that's what I remember. He had like 14 points, which for Kyle Pitts, that's pretty great.
Yeah, but throughout the whole season, that's what it's been.
Definitely. He's had 2 good games, though, which hopefully proves that maybe that he'll get better. But the issue is Desmond Ridder isn't going to keep up his passing volume. He's really inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I mean, Jaguars with the win at home, no surprise to anybody over the Colts, although they had struggled with the Colts a little bit past couple of years, more so on the road. But now that Anthony Richardson is likely done for the season with the IR, it's just an unfortunate season for him because he had so much upside early on. You draft this young guy and just hope he gets well because it was fun to watch him.
Also, you drafted him.
Yeah.
But also, I think, no offense to your fantasy team, but it's the smart move to sit him.
Mm-hmm.
What they did with Luck is they did the exact opposite, and look what happened to Luck.
Yep.
I think it's important, to, especially since Richardson is so clearly injury prone, they need to keep him as safe as possible if they want a franchise quarterback.
And the best,
Because I can definitely see him being one at this point. He's been playing amazing.
best way to do that in the offseason, invest in your O-line.
Yep. Okay. Also, one thing I did want to talk about is Calvin Ridley hasn't been getting much action. Just no targets in general.
Yep, he had a terrible week.
Like, it's not that he's playing terribly. It's that he's just not getting any targets.
Well, it was really more last night, but, you know.
That's true. That's what I was talking about. I guess, yeah. But still, like, they should be throwing the ball around more. He's not washed. What's wrong with it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Bengals Seahawks. Just kind of a interesting game. Seahawks defense with Devin Witherspoon is really great this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year their defense wasn't that great at all, but they've stepped it up big time. Like, I mean, holding the Bengals to 17. I get that Joey B wasn't playing great, but still.
Yeah.
It's still, I mean, it's amazing receivers. They have such a strong offense.
It was a huge game this week for both teams.
Yeah. I think both of them are
Bengals needed those.
Okay, they're both playoff contenders. Bengals might not make the playoffs. Do you know what I mean by that?
They both might not.
No, that's what I'm saying. But, like, they're both strong enough to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Gino,
I think they both will.
I think Gino had an all right game, but Gino's just, he's not showing the exact same spark, but nothing wrong with it. Kenneth Walker had a great game again. Yeah. And Bengals, I mean, I think they need to sit Joey B. I'm saying that again. 2 weeks ago he had a monster game, right?
Yep.
And with Jerome Marr, I think this week it was all right. I gotta check this. Maybe I should check the stats.
It wasn't as.
I think
he had an okay game. He didn't.
Yeah, but still, like, they need to get him healthy. I get that they can't afford to lose another game, but, like, if they get into a better position, sit him.
Yeah.
Okay. Vikings Bears. This one, I don't know. It's like somewhat bland. I mean, Bears have a backup QB because Justin Fields goes out like almost immediately, and I don't know. Kirk doesn't have Jay Jettis. These are just basically two teams that are just hobbling along.
KJ Osborne.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Kirk is showing that he's not bad, but he's struggling without Jay Jettis. Shows how much Jay Jettis adds to the team, and I don't know. But I think for the Bears, losing Justin Fields is even worse. So it makes sense that Vikings came away with this one.
All right, yeah, I got this one. Big surprise here, you know. The guy out of Michigan, Jake Moody, with the game on the line, just did not make the game winner here for the Niners. And, you know, they fall this week. This is their first loss of the season. And it's them and the Eagles suffering the last two undefeated teams suffering their first losses of the season. Browns making a big statement, especially defensively this week.
I mean,
that they held the best offense in football. Maybe second best outside of Miami, I'd say, to 17 points.
That's true. I think that the Browns, I mean, their defense has been, I think, number one in yards this year and in, like, yards allowed. But do you know what I also thought was kind of funny? This is a little off topic. It's so funny how quickly the hate came to Brock Purdy. Like, he had one bad game, like, oh, he's a game manager. He's trash. Brock Purdy when he doesn't have CMC and Debo Samuel. Like, he had one bad game. Patrick Mahomes had a bad game against the Jets, and people are like, oh, Patty, I love you. Like, I don't understand the Brock Purdy hate. I get that he's not an elite quarterback. He's not going to be like Patrick Mahomes. But he is not a bad quarterback. He had one bad game.
Yeah.
It's made me a little mad.
All right, Patriots Raiders. I saw this one coming. Unfortunately, Patriots losing again. Yeah, just the offense does not seem to be working. I don't think the Raiders are all that good, and neither are the Patriots.
This game wasn't really Max bad though.
Yeah.
We would have won if Devontae Parker's
Parker.
It touched his fingertips.
Yeah.
His fingers are actually like 10 inches long. That's why his fingertips just start here. Just our
That was
receivers
a
can't
dumb
catch the ball.
press conference. They did the point about Jacoby Myers. He was basically in tears last year after the game because he cost his team the game, and he was like, "This is totally on me. This is totally my fault." Yet they just extended a guy who says, "No, this was not my fault. It went off. Might have gone off my
So
fingertips."
stupid. But also,
I did not want them to extend Parker. I said it then. I was like right at training camp.
They didn't extend him for that much. It wasn't that expensive.
$33 million for 3 years.
I guess, but I don't think a lot of it's guaranteed.
Still,
I
doesn't separate.
That's true. But honestly, what I wanted to talk about too is sure Jimmy G is kind of shitting the bed, but like still, the quarterback play on the Raiders just isn't good in general. I mean, Aiden O'Connell wasn't good either.
Yeah.
But still, what's wrong with Devontae? Why aren't they throwing it to him? Why is Jacoby getting way more volume? It's really strange because Devontae, he's still the old Tay. I don't know what's going on. I mean, Jacoby isn't a bad receiver, and he's showing that he's actually pretty good. But still, he shouldn't be getting as much volume as he's getting.
Yeah, Patriots would still stink if this one.
Okay. Lions Bucks, 26. No one's surprised by this. Goff is just showing. Goff, I mean, he is the highest passer rating, right, in the league, in the NFC.
Tua. Yeah.
In the NFC,
yes.
I'm pretty sure he's the highest. I think it's him and I don't think Hurts is up there. I think
Purdy.
I don't know, maybe. But I know that he's just showing he's such an efficient game manager. Amon-Ra finally had that breakout game we've been waiting for this year. I mean, obviously he's always had really consistent games, but he finally broke out. That also meant a little bit of a weaker game for Sam Laporta, but I don't see him fading at all in the offense. I think their offense is just really strong. Aiden Hutchinson is leading the defense. Defense is pretty great. I'd like to see how Jahmyr Gibbs does. Oh, never mind. That's next this week. What I wanted to also talk about is Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield. Baker is not playing bad, horrendous per se, but he's definitely not playing as well as he did in the first couple weeks.
Yes, totally agree.
I don't think that Baker is as bad as people set him out to be, but I don't think he's as good as people were hyping him up to be in the first couple weeks. Cardinals, Rams, I don't know. Cardinals, Josh Dobbs was not that great. I think he's still a pretty decent quarterback, but I just think that, I don't know, he's a journeyman. He's prone to making mistakes, and he made some.
They just got his jersey in the team shop, though. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. One thing I wanted to talk about is, do you think that, Cooper Kupp came back from injuries, right? And he had a monster game this week. And Puka didn't have that strong of a game. Do you think that's how the Preston's going to be? I think it's going to be, last week, Puka had, I think, 20 points. Kupp had 17. I think it's going to be a lot more even. I think this is a bit of an outlier.
I think it's up to Sean McVay.
I think McVay knows the potential of having two receivers that will get equal share. Because if he only throws the Kupp, the team is going to realize that, and they're not going to value Puka as much as a threat. And I think having dual threats plus a deep threat with Atwell is really, really important for them. Because their offense is strong this year with that.
Yeah, Stafford too is always underrated.
Okay, let's talk about this one. Jets-Eagles.
Yeah, first time that the Jets have ever beaten the Eagles.
You mean
Ever.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They've only played 11 games. 12 now. But
yeah. So, Jets 20-14. I mean, they had I think a big factor with this is that they weren't chasing the game. They were ahead of the game here in the fourth quarter. And so they didn't have to chase the game and come back because that's not a good situation for Zach Wilson at this point in his career. You can't make the big comeback, so you got to be put in position where you're in front, and their defense helped them out. Credit to their offense as well.
I mean, their defense didn't have Sauce Gardner and the other. It's not Jaden Reed. That's it's.
What position?
It's their other cornerback.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Corner.
DJ Reed.
DJ Reed, yeah.
Yep.
Both of them, they were missing their 2 starting cornerbacks, and they still held the Eagles to 14.
Quinn and Williams there on the line.
And I get that Jalen Hurts didn't have that great of a game,
Mm-hmm.
but still. And Zach Wilson is showing that he is improving. He didn't have the.
He's been better the past
here's the
couple
thing.
weeks.
He didn't have the stat line this week, but his game was definitely better. And the reason he didn't have the stat line is because he handed it off to Brees. Because Brees he's getting that big snap load that he was working up to, because obviously they didn't want to work him too hard in the first couple weeks because of his injury. But I think that Zach is definitely proving that, given time, given time, he's maturing as a player and as a person. And I think he still has the locker room, and I think if they give him time to work on his play, I think he can become an adequate starting job.
Yeah, I don't know about the locker room. I know about Salah. That's all I know about. But
So,
they don't really have much of a choice.
the locker room, he definitely has won them more than what he had before.
Okay, the past couple of weeks, yes.
Yes, like this year, the locker room is a lot more respect than when they had, like, last year with, like, the 3-point thing where he said it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
Like Devontae Parker did. Okay.
All right, Buffalo. Yeah. Buffalo with the victory at home against the Giants. Not surprised by this one. Just Buffalo's superior team. They play really well at home. They defeated Miami a couple weeks ago at home. So
Josh Allen can't hit the broadside of a barn.
they won.
I know. Against the Giants.
Yeah. Giants. I heard this is the first time in a long time, many years, that they've lost in the state of New York, and part of it is because they play in New Jersey, so it's the first time they've really lost in Buffalo in a long time.
To be honest, what was I going to say? I still think Brian Dable's good. I think Danny Dimes is still good. Maybe not $40 million a year good, but he's definitely good. I think it's just their O-line that's killing him. He doesn't have time to throw the ball. It's like Mac. Mac's still a decent quarterback, but when you don't have O-line, you turn into basically a shit show.
I agree with that, but at the same time, there are some dumb reads that Max made that are his fault.
I know. Yeah, no question.
Throws across his body,
like
almost
Hunter
gets
Henry
picked
throw.
off. Yeah, gets thrown off. That other thing against the Raiders, he had
That
a
was idiotic.
6'6" guy wide open, and you overthrow him.
No, he underthrew him. He threw him to the right, and then Hunter was going this way, and he threw it over here and straight to another player.
Yeah, well, it was still past him.
Yeah, it was idiotic. Okay, you want to talk about Cowboys Chargers?
Yeah, I picked the Cowboys in this one, and I'm not surprised. I thought it was going to be a really good back and forth game. The Cowboys were going to win by a close margin, like 3 or 4 points. They won by 3 points, 20-17 in the final. And the other thing is, Chargers fan base isn't always the best. They don't always show up. I'm calling them out here. They don't seem to have like the Kansas City, Denver, New England, Philadelphia type thing where you have like just this monstrous Buffalo too, monstrous fan base. Like they're the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So and Cowboys travel well.
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's just quick recap. So week 7, the first game was played last night. Jaguars Saints. Jaguars won. Trevor Lawrence played well.
not surprised.
And this is the game I was talking about. Chris Olave, he had 8 for 15. Terrible. I get that. There was one of those throws that went 30 meters to the right. Derek is not the most accurate guy. I'll give you that. But still then, I feel like Chris should be maybe. Like, they need to figure something out. I'm not saying it's Chris's fault. It could be. Honestly, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the stat lines. I don't know. But I'm not 100% sure. But they need to figure something out because that is not great.
Yeah, and then you had Calvin Ridley coming back. He's been good overall. It's just when you miss a year of football, it's different. And he had that whole gambling issue, and now he's back in the league and everything. So
Betting the under. Okay, so Falcons Bucks. I have the Bucks on this one. I will give you this. I am picking a very heavy underdog. I think the Falcons probably will win, but I just feel like Baker's gonna have an up game after having a couple down games.
I could see this going either way, dude. I think it will be a close game. I don't know who's gonna win.
I think it depends on Ritter too. If Ritter plays as he has been lately, Falcons win this. But I think if he plays like he has done before, I think Bucks come away with it.
Yeah, I think it's like 20-17 could go either way.
Yeah, Raiders Bears. With Fields out, Raiders. I'd say Raiders maybe like 20-13, something like that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bears win either. I agree with you. I think the Raiders are more likely to win, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Chicago actually win one.
That's fair. Browns Colts. with Anthony Richardson
And
out.
out Browns. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say maybe like 30-17.
That's a good guess. I'd say a little bit lower
Yeah,
score
that's
for
true.
the Browns.
Their offense is that strong. Maybe like 23-10.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. What do you think for the next one?
Commanders are going to be in New York against the Giants. Either team could win this one, I feel like. I feel like it's kind of similar to the Falcons, Buccaneers, just a little bit higher scoring. Instead, I'd say maybe like 24-21.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, wait. Never mind. I think Commanders going to cook this one. Commanders have such a good pass rush this year.
That's true.
Like, Chase Young's been playing great. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know the Commanders' pass rush, but I've seen the stats, and they are doing very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're going to shut him down. It's going to make it 18-3. I don't see the Giants' offense getting up at all with how strong they're going to charge at Danny Dimes. I wouldn't, honestly, he could easily take more than 7-8 sacks on this one.
Okay, wow.
I mean, he's done that before. He took double digits against, which team? Definitely Cowboys.
Yeah.
Took 11 or 12.
It was crazy. Week 1, they lit him up.
I'm taking, that's a bit of a hot take with double digits, but I definitely think that he's going to take a lot of sacks on this one.
Okay. I'd say he's going to get sacked a lot, but not that much.
Okay, that's fair.
That's pretty high up there.
Okay, Lions, Ravens. I have Lions on this one, but I think it could go either way. I think that Lions offense overall is stronger because the Ravens basically rely on Lamar and hope that the receivers catch it because they're not that great. I think that it'll be something like either it's going to be like 19-13, 24-20.
All right. Yeah. But Bills, Patriots, Buffalo's going to win this one.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like 30-10.
We're not going to. Our offense isn't any good. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
30-10.
Yeah.
Bills.
Cardinals, Seahawks.
Yep.
Seahawks. I think it won't be that close. I think maybe like
27-13.
That's what I was going to say. 27-13, 30-17.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers, Rams. Steelers, Matt Canada is just too bad. I'm saying that the Rams gonna get shut. They're gonna get shut down a little bit by Steelers defense, but still, like I'm saying, like maybe like 20 to like 7, 20 to 10.
I'd say 23-13.
Okay, yeah. Chargers, Chiefs, Chargers.
Ooh,
hot take.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Austin Eckler just came back. I'm going Chargers. I think it's.
I like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like 37-34, a really high scoring game, but I think the Chargers will take it.
I like that take. Could go either way. I just don't bet against Kansas City at home. But
no, I'm not. I would definitely not place a bet on this one.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
30-27 Chiefs.
Okay. Packers, Broncos.
Packers.
Love is great. Christian Watson's starting to come back. Broncos don't stand a chance. I don't know, score maybe like. I don't think the Packers going to score that high. Maybe like.
Jordan Love hasn't been as good in the past few weeks as he was earlier.
Maybe like 20-7, 20-13, something like that.
I don't know. You never know. Denver could have a bounce back.
That's true. It could be like 23-20 Denver. I don't know. Who knows? Dolphins, Eagles. It's going to be an interesting one. I think the Dolphins run away with this one.
I don't bet against Philly at home.
Ooh, that's at home. Actually, he's actually at home?
It's in Philadelphia.
I'm going home. I'm going Philly then. Never mind. I take it back. Philly's just, the home is just, they're Eagles fans. I hate them. They're insane. So, you're right. And then,
Goods 27-24 overtime game.
That's a good take. That's what I was going to say, something like that. 49ers, Vikings. Vikings without Jay Jettis, they're going to get cooked. Like 30-13.
33-10.
Yeah. All right. See, we made it a little quicker this week.
All right.
This is our week 6, and then week 7 preview.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like and subscribe. Drew told me to say that. You gotta like and subscribe, and
just hit 300 subscribers.
Click the notification bell because it's cool. You should watch it.
It is.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching.